Sarge, Stephen Guilfoyle is with us, founder and president of Sarge 986 LLC. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
So when you take a look at what's going on, when you saw the ISM, you saw the PMI, we kicked it off beautifully today after last week's some real big selling days. What are your thoughts for 2020, trying to factor in coronavirus?
Well, that's the whole unknown now. That makes everything different. Speaking of the ISM number, though, everyone should know this. Do not trust the Chicago PMI. Never, ever trust the Chicago PMI.
Yeah, because that was not a good number.
No, and when Philadelphia and Richmond are telling you one thing and Chicago is telling you something else, Chicago is known for its volatility. So go with Richmond, go with Philly.
Oh, okay. That's good to know, because had we followed those, then we would have had a better glimpse into a positive.
Every time. Those are the two most important districts.
Right, above 50 for the ISM, which is a good sign after all those 6 months of some tough go of it. And also we have jobs on Friday, too. I mean, you're going to looking
almost
forward
overlooked.
To that.
No one cares about
Jobs Friday, everybody. I mean, pay attention. The Labor Department.
No one cares. Until coronavirus is out of the way. Speaking of cruises, I wouldn't go on a cruise right now, but
right. Well, they had one of the ships I saw, right, and not I think it was the other one that they were holding the ship with concerns.
You want to get stuck in a situation like that with your family? No, thank you.
Yeah. Right. I know, so, and that's part of it.
There's two trades you can go with here. The way I'm looking at it, there's the dumpster dive, the firms that are maybe punished when they shouldn't be, so maybe you can get them on the cheap if you're lucky, and then you go ahead and you got the work from home trade. All right, the work from home trade is Adobe, Salesforce, and Splunk. That's big data, that's software for your computer. That's in case it gets real bad and folks have to try to make a living from their home. 370 price target on Adobe, 202 on Salesforce. I'm long both of them. Also, I'm long Splunk, 172 price target.
Okay, so that makes sense. So those are sort of coronavirus proof. You're saying, right?
Yeah, you know what? Software might go up even if the whole problem is solved or if it gets worse.
Right. So that would be, you said Adobe and Salesforce, right? You put
so Adobe, Salesforce, and Splunk are my picks there.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then what about what you're seeing when we talk about coronavirus? Two really popular names, Apple and Disney. What are your thoughts on those two in relation to what's going on?
Okay, Apple's one of the names. I sold it right after earnings. I got out at $325 and change. So I'm working my way back into Apple. I just bought on Friday my first tranche getting back in. My goal is to get a price target down around 300 if I can get it. On the way in, I saw it trading at 306, so we're getting close. That's where I want my average to be. I like Apple. I think
those are good buying points for Apple, you're saying. I mean, right now it's at 308.
Right, well, they're going to have a little bit of a demand problem here. They're going to have a little bit of a supply chain problem here, probably.
I actually saw one report today saying that they can take a 10% hit on the iPhones for the first quarter because of coronavirus.
They're definitely going to take some kind of hit. So it's going to get a little wobbly, but I think Tim Cook has done a fantastic job. I am a firm believer in this name. Even though I trade out and back in, that's because I play games like that. I do like the firm. If I was somebody who did something else for a living, I would just buy the shares and hold them.
I see. Okay, so would you say under 310 or under 305?
Well, I'd like to get my average down around 300, even cheaper if the market gives it to me.
Right.
But I think you'll get 400 for this one day.
Oh, so it has real upside potential.
I think it does.
Another name that you watch closely is Disney. It's at 141 today. Comes out with its quarterly numbers tomorrow.
Well, I was hoping it would sell off today.
You were hoping to see it below 140.
I wanted it at 135.
You know, 135.
I'm not long Disney. I want to be. Earnings are Tuesday night, tomorrow night. So now I don't really want to pay 141 for it right in front of earnings. I kind of hate when stocks run into earnings. So now I'll sit back. Hopefully, maybe they'll get whacked on earnings because of the coronavirus, and then we'll get a chance to buy it. 135 has been a support level for Disney. It's been tested 3 or 4 times now.
Right.
If that one breaks, we have issues. But I think we can buy them there.
So if it gets closer to 135, that's a good
It was trading 137 on Friday, and I got greedy. But that's a name you want to own in the mid-130s if you can get it.
I see. And, you know, today, as you said, running up into earnings because it's up about 2%.
Yeah.
There is that chance that Disney could say something like what Starbucks said, saying that coronavirus could materially affect the company.
Oh, it's going to impact the theme parks for sure.
Right, because they've had to close down and things like that.
And the cruise lines. They have a number.
Oh, that's true.
They're part of the hotels and casinos business, whether they like it or not. They're not casinos, but they have plenty of hotels, and that's an area you want to avoid right now, in my opinion. So
it's almost like all three. Just give us a quick thought. Other names that you follow closely: Microsoft, Amazon, and Servicenow. Any of those sort of on your mind at this moment?
Well, I'm long Microsoft, and I just got out of a little bit after earnings, but I'm still long it. I want to buy it back cheaper. I haven't been able to do that yet because it hasn't really come in yet. But Microsoft is probably, in my opinion, Satya Nadella is doing the best job of any CEO in the country not named Lisa Su. All right.
Right.
AMD is another name I want.
Advanced Micro,
and that one's on the way in. I want to buy that one at 44.45 if I can get it there. Right now it's trading around 47 as the semis have their good days and bad days.
That's for AMD.
That's AMD.
Yeah.
If I can get that one, I want 44.45.
Staying on Microsoft.
Microsoft, we definitely want to own Microsoft going forward. That's another work from home name among many other businesses.
Right.
Azure is out of control in their growth almost. I can't really say taking market share away from AWS, but certainly gaining on AWS in that game, especially once the JEDI program gets going from the DoD.
What about Amazon, which is at 2003 today?
I'm out of it right now. I want it. I do believe let me give you the prices here. Amazon gapped, okay, between 1996 and 1917, those price level. There is going to be a technical attempt at some point, I'm not sure when, but probably pretty soon on a bad day to fill that gap on the charts.
Right.
When you get those prices in the mid to low 1900s, that's when you want to pounce on Amazon. I do want to own Amazon. I think it's going to 2,300. But I don't want to pay this price today.
It's too pricey at where it is today. All right, great conversation. We'll keep an eye on it. Well, I'll look for that range, the 1917 to 1996. All right, Sarge, thank you. Stephen Guilfoyle, founder and president, Sarge 986. Thanks for joining us on the show.